Okay, fellas, super quick tutorial of what we did in last class. So here we have again Ruth, Secret of the Snake, a cowboy boot. Here I have a light. I can move the light around, as you can see there. I'll try to make it very different to the tutorial that we did in class, okay? Or at least a bit different. First, lights. So lights have 4 different types. I can select the light here, it's a point light, and I choose on the light icon that is there, and I'll change it into an area light, which is the last type of light. Why area lights? I love area lights because you can click on that yellow thing and point it somewhere. I can put it there. I can change the power to 1000 watts so that it's more interesting. Why is it looking like that, my scene? Because under the camera icon there, I have enabled bloom. You don't need to enable that, but we can try. I'll keep it on. Some other things that we saw in regards to lighting is that the world, which is that world on a skewer, has a color property, so I can make it completely dark, which is nice for poetic effects. And then we have other properties of the world, such as volume, mispass, etc. If we expand volume and we click there and we choose principal volume, we will see basically nothing because the density is too high. But if we take the density, we make it a bit lower, we have a lot of mist. And the closer we are to the light, the less mist we see. Now, if we want to take it away because we realize we don't like it, we click here, we go up, and we click on remove here. In this case, I won't be using volume because it's not necessary. I will, though, use a couple of different lights. It's good to change colors because that models shape. So I will do those 2 colors. Yeah, perfect. Fun. Great. Now the cameras. We don't have a camera in this scene. If you want to add a camera, you click on add, and then you click on camera, and then we click on the first icon, which is camera. And there's the camera, but we don't see nothing. So in order to see through the camera, we click on the camera icon, or if you have a numeric pad, say a gaming keyboard, you press on the 0. I'll click here. By default, once I move, I step out of the camera, which is not that great. So I'll click on the camera icon, I'll press the N key, N as in new. I'll check on the view icon, I'll make sure the view log is expanded, and I'll check on camera to view. That way, I can move the camera around and check on the icon. I'll make more of an abstract composition now. Good. Now, keyframes. By default, the camera doesn't have any keyframes. I'm going to make this camera size 1080 by 1080. I'm going to go here. I can expand this thing here, and I'm going to the play thingy, the first frame. I select the camera, and there is an easy way and a hard way. So the easy way to do the keyframes is that if I just have this button enabled, and I know that at the middle of the frame I want to switch to, I want to be there, or better yet, here. And I'll go here and switch this to the first frame. If I have this enabled, what should happen is that the camera should do something that it's not doing. So if it's not doing that, here's the not that easy way. I press, with the camera selected, I press I, and I press location. That way the location is keyframed. Then I go here into the frame, into this other take that I wanted to do. And I will step out. I'll press I and location. And it's trying to find the shortest way around, so I don't want that way around. I wanted to spend some more time downwards. So in frame 67, with the camera selected, I press I, location, and I should have something a bit better in that way. I might pan this here and add, by pressing Y, add another keyframe. Good. So now we have 2 keyframes. Let's say I want to add another camera. So I will click on Add Camera, second camera, and I call it Camera 2. And cameras also have properties. If I want to see through the camera, I need to click on the camera icon. But cameras have properties such as focal length. I'll make this one 75. And I'll enable depth of field. Depth of field is not necessary to enable, it just blurs stuff. I can change the focus distance and make stuff more abstract. Actually, in this case, I'll disable it. And this second camera will just do a separate motion. It will pan out from here, and I click there, I select the camera, I press I on the viewport, location, I'll do actually location and rotation. And then I'll go to the last frame and I'll step out. And I'll do location and rotation. So now we have the 2 motions and we have the 2 cameras. Now, how do you change cameras? In the playback thingy, I can go to the first frame here in the playback thingy, and I press M for marker. That way I have a marker. And then on frame 120, I press M, I have another marker. Good. Now the marker, I need to be on the frame, which the marker says F120. So I am on frame 120, I go into marker and I say bind camera. I'm going to select this other camera, make sure that is the viewport. I'm gonna go into marker, bind camera to marker. And then on the first frame, I'll go into frame 1, select the marker, change the camera, go into marker, bind camera to marker. And that way I can switch cameras. And if after all of this you do want to add something, like, I don't know, changing the background, you can. But it's kind of cooler if it's dark in this case, right? And that's it. The next video is about rendering this. So I hope it's useful. And if you have any question, shoot me an email.